come from the West Line today. Yeah. Push the start, man, make your mark, then wait. Yeah. Wait like stay prepared, you know, foundation on the base. Pack, then make your package, one to take with on it day. Take my message, press that if you're trying to find the way. Press that on my next line, much to say, but what a break. Yeah. Never took a break, just held my breath. Such an amazing chemistry, no medication. Yeah. Just you and me, just you and I, are you with faith? Yeah. Pace, we go in, we go right. Yeah. Two-step, we go in, we alright. Man, we go in, we go right. Yeah. Two-step, we go in, we alright. No, we go in, we go right. Yeah. Two-step, we go in, we alright. Yeah. No, we go in, we go right. Yeah. Two-step, we go in, we alright. Yeah. I don't like your ways, how you stand, you should pass that. Riding unaware, what's your plans, would you touch that? Tell me about your fam, how they raised, are you past that? Tell me about your fam. Back on this, rap like where's your peace? Pray my mortal fear, stand like have a seat. I'm so born again, this so hard to sing. Facts it's not the same. Spark I'll make the switch, don't choose I pick. Saw the time in my glitch, cause all along I had the gift to show a student better teach tuition. Whoa. Yeah. Prodigal son on his way, no opinion. The content is shallow, he's swimming the deep end. The top of the roller, the arrow for keeps. All of my flows, you can find it the sink. I'm not here for the company, here for the preach. Tell you the influence, big as this wrist. They're responding like somebody here for the pick. If you take it, then give it like what is the fish. And quickly you find that you quick to forget. Know that we're breathing one foot on the neck. Live in the moment, don't live to regret. Nah, no, we go in, we go right. Yeah. Two-step, we go in, we alright. No, we go in, we go right. Two-step, we go in, we alright. Yeah. No, we go in, we go right. Yeah. Two-step, we go in, we alright. Yeah. No, we go in, we go right. Yeah. Two-step, we go in, we alright. Yeah.
Recording now. That's it. So how you doing, bro?
Bruh, I'm hella dope.
Yeah.
Finally on flipping holiday, bruh.
Very nice.
Yeah, bro.
Leave things.
It's been a long year, bro.
Mm.
So I'm enjoying that. Are you looking forward to your leave?
Yeah, I still got a couple of days. I'm only off like from next Thursday. So still got a lot of things to kind of hand over and all that stuff. So we'll see how it goes. But for now, enjoying it. But yeah, definitely looking forward to a nice break. It has definitely been a busy year. Yeah.
It has. I can relate.
Right here.
I can relate, bro.
But anyway, let's get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boys, your resident Black Spider-Man, Karabo, Mdluli. Guys, we're here. It's Art Dealers. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying the content that we've been putting out lately. Just trying to make sure your Decembers aren't boring. Make sure you guys don't miss us too much because, you know, your boys need some holiday as well. But we'll be putting out some really cool content towards the end of the year. Starting with today, if you've been keeping up with the exhibition room, so we just put out a Deep Souls mix. Shout out to the Deep Souls guys for hopping on that for us. Got our Mark Young content also coming up, so shout out to exhibition room. But Art Dealers, we're back, coming through with some episodes, which is going to be great. We're here. You guys know the format, you know, tea time. We always bring in someone who can inspire people, has got some good advice. And you know, we've had guys like Lanky Boy, we've had Ngani, we've had Brett and Claire, we've had Lee Weber. But today we have a good friend of mine. Please introduce yourself to the people.
Come on. Okay, I go with the name of Naphtalie Tshuma, aka Optimistic Status.
That's it. Naph, thanks so much for being here. I guess this is an episode that we've been trying to make happen for a while.
It's been a minute, bro.
Yeah, man. I think even from like last year we had conversations about because we always have really good conversations like off the mic, off camera, just like in our own personal capacity. And it's always nice to be able to record stuff like this because I think we can impart a lot of stuff. But it's nice that it's nice that this is genuine. It's not like we're faking conversation like this. Like we can actually have like nice conversation. So the reason why I obviously wanted to get you on, not only are you a really cool guy, amazing guy, but you are a musician as well. Very talented musician. I play a variety of instruments, but your voice being a prominent instrument of yours. And you just released an EP. Yeah. But you do have music out already. You do have music out already. But before we get into the EP especially, I just wanted to get a background of you as a person, like where you're from. But I'll let you kind of take the floor, tell the people about you, your background, all that kind of stuff.
Just bro. So I grew up in the East Rand, Kempton Park, for anybody that knows that, and that's where I think a lot of my learning of like just street culture and street life took place. I lived with my mom's, bro. Like she was pretty much like my only family. Like when I moved out to Joburg, she was my only family that I pretty much had, and she moved me from my grand's house just so we could obviously build a little something together and all of that. And it was just unfortunate in 2012 when my mom's passed away. That I think triggered a lot of stuff for me. Like it forced, dude, I can't explain it, bro. Like it forces almost like a quick growth.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like it feels unfair. Like what I mean? All that stuff feels like, wow, I just want to relax. I just want to, what I mean? Take it easy. I don't want to have to think about the future. But yes, bro. Like I think at age 12, it happened when I was probably 12. So I think from that point, bro, like a lot of my, how can I say, just bro, even areas where I found myself, dude. Because I grew up in the East Rand, so I lived in Kempton Park and I went to school in Kempton Park. So my mom passes away. It's like, what happens now? You know what I mean?
Sure.
It's not like I have a dad. Well, I mean, I have a dad, but we don't have a relationship. It's not like he's gonna take me in and there's that type of situation. But I had an uncle at the time, bro, who lived in North Riding. So it's weird. It's like Kempton Park was my place of growing, whatever you wanna call it. But dude, I lived in multiple places. I lived in the North Rand and then West Rand where we currently are, and like that type of stuff. And so I think I adopted a lot of stuff from all across the world. The South Rand is probably where I didn't hang a lot, but I mean I think I've hung around like a lot in the East. They'll testify. That's where the ciphers, you know what I mean, bro?
Oh, nice.
They'll testify. So I did a lot of my music career, quote unquote, started in Kempton Park, bro, reading the streets.
Nice, man. Nice. And like as you mentioned, like at a young age, losing someone, because I think we can all, a lot of us can almost empathize with that. Obviously, I lost my grandmother also similar year to you. But how did that? Because I'm sure there's people watching who maybe are experiencing that right now. How did you, in a way, what was the initial reaction? And how have you grown since then? How have you? I don't want to say deal with it because I don't think you ever deal with it.
True, bro. I was about to say,
I don't think you ever really deal with it. Like with me, like my grandmother's been she's been passed away for about 6 years now, and it doesn't really get easier. It gets you sort of come to grips with it more, like year by year, I think. But then how have you, like in a way, like we just said, like it's getting over is such a terrible way to put it. But like how have you kind of dealt with it? Does it still sort of come back? And like just in your normal life, like how has it been? As an adjustment.
I get you. I think my initial reaction, dude, was shock. Like how I found out about like my mom's like passing, dude, it was weird. So she was sick for like a while, and dude, she was progressively getting better. Right. And then this one day, like I don't know, out of the blue, bro, like things just spiked. Whatever, so we have to take her to the hospital, but dude, it was traumatic the day before. You know what I'm saying? When because I was the only one at home. Like I said, we were like it's just the two of us at home. And so now she's in the state and whatever, and I'm trying to call everyone that I know from church. Hey, come on, I need a lift. And bro, and you're 12, dog. Like this stuff doesn't really hit you in the moment. You know what I'm saying? You just have to grind and hustle and whatever. And bro, I remember having to like carry my mom on my shoulders type situation. And then like have a chill in the little Lapa area, like at flats, because we lived in a block of flats. A little Lapa area, chill there, try to get some help, and eventually a car came and I had to stay over because I had a cousin coming, whatever. But in my head, dude, as all of this is happening, because I mean I grew up in a Christian home, my mom was a pastor. So I mean I'm praying, we'd pray together. So in my head, there's not really much of I guess I'm also ignorant as a kid because it's not really clicking how deep this thing that my mom is in, like how deep it actually is. Nonetheless, bro, when I see her going to the car, I'm like, you know what, she's gonna be back a couple days, that's whatever. So dude, that's pretty much the last time I get to see my mom, like in that state. And she was always like a warrior, bro, like how can I say, bro, like somebody that I looked up to for like strength and that type of stuff. And to see almost your hero, she was like my idol, pretty much, bro. To see your hero like at that point, and that's the last almost image that you have of that person. I think that, I hope I don't get emotional, but I think that's what hits me the most. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it could have been some type of way, you know what I mean? She could have been sleeping or whatever, but like, why did that have to be, you know, the way that it was. But I guess, you know, that's life. You can't really control it. How did I? So that was my initial reaction. The day, I think probably like 3 days after that experience has gone down, I'm stressed. You know what I mean? I'm not as stressed anymore. I'm like, no, my mom's is coming back, whatever. But I haven't spoken to her really on the phone. You know, I've texted people that have gone to see her, like my uncles and stuff.
Yeah.
Third day, when my uncle comes, he's like, yo, bruh. He calls me. I'm getting ready for school. I remember this vividly. It was like a Tuesday morning. He calls me. He's like, yo, listen, bro, where you at? I'm like, dude, I'm at home. I'm about to leave for school. He's like, okay, cool. Don't leave. We're going to go see your mom's. Ah, man, I'm getting hella excited now. I'm like, damn, all right, cool. We're going to go see mom's. It's been like, you know, a couple of days, 3 days or so. And so I'm, you know what I mean? I'm really excited. I'm really shocked. Homie, the guy gets to the door. He's like, yo, bro, so we've lost your mom. So in that moment, it doesn't click. Like, it doesn't really hit me. Like, what do you mean, bro? Because he said it very metaphorically, like in Zulu, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm fair to, what are you talking about, bro? Only a couple seconds later, like my older sister starts crying, or cousin. She starts crying and like pouring out. Now it really hits me that way, no. What he's just said, like just resonated, like, no, she's gone. Like,
yeah, sure.
That's the thing.
Ish.
I don't think it hit me, bro. Till probably like 10 minutes in. Like where we sitting around, and you know it's like those down moments, and you know they're like, yeah, bro, man, she was so great, done. Knowing that like that's the last image that I had of my hero, and knowing that I'm never gonna get to see my hero again, and yes, bro, at that point, dude, I can't explain it, bro. Like there's hurt, there's pain, and it's like it's a pain that you can't really explain.
Yeah, sure.
You know what I'm saying? It's
I
like
get that, yeah.
It's an internal grief, and you're just like, wow, geez, mom. You know, what a way what a way to like start your morning, what a way to start your week, what a way to like go about this, like, you know what I mean? And for me, like that really sank, it really hit home, bro. I cried, bro, Linda, and I'm not a very emotional guy in terms of crying, bro. That day, I probably never cried as much as I cried that day in my entire life. You know, it was just not knowing how to deal with loss, because I mean I've lost people in my life before, but never really someone that close.
Yeah.
Like that really hit home. And I think another thing that hit me was that I never thought I'd be that guy sitting in a position of, hey son, I lost my mom at a young age.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You get so used to it, so used to life and whatever, and you start thinking, damn, was I a good son? You know, did I ever make you proud? Am I part of the reason you wanted to leave? Lord, you know what I mean? You start questioning a lot of stuff like, God, like, what is it? And for me, I think my Christianity at a point was definitely tested, because I prayed hella.
Yeah.
And this was the outcome.
Sure.
So it's like, how do you go about this? And bro, I remember like now talking about how do you progressively deal with it, because I don't think you actually ever deal with it. But for me, I think I didn't get to grieve, bro.
Yeah.
Like I think that's what hurt the most. Only realizing it a couple years later that actually I was never allowed to grieve. I was never put, because I mean, look, life happens. Like everything happens so quick. There's another thing. It's like, boom, your mom passes away. Cool, you have this day, you're crying, whatever. Then the next day, it's like everyone else's lives move along.
Yeah.
And whatever, people are going to work. You in that position, dog. Like you stuck.
Yeah.
And it's like, who do you talk to? How do I start telling these people how I feel? You know, this was the only person that I ever let get into this deep, into this side of me. You know what I mean? Like, how do I now let the rest of you inside, and trusting that you've got my best interest in heart?
Exactly.
So, bro, like I can't lie to you. I think a day after my mom's passed on, bro, probably gotta be the hardest. Because then I was told things like by my own family, like, yo, you know what I mean? You gotta heal. You're a man. You gotta grow up now. You know what I'm saying? Life is tough. You know what I mean? Life happens. You know what I mean? And you're like, in the moment, you're a kid. So like, how you taking all of this? Like, there's no way I could filter this any other way.
Yeah.
Really. You know what I mean? Other than just I'm being attacked, and it felt weird because I'm like, whoa, I just lost my mom. I mean, I'm hoping, you know, that you'd wanna, you know, speak to me, find out how I'm doing. You know what I mean? This type of stuff. I mean, I guess we black, we don't. You know what I mean? It's that thing like it's like a man has to cry internally, and I think that for me, dog, till this day broke me. Like there's only some things that I'm only realizing now are a result of that. Do you get what I'm saying? There's trust issues that I'm now finding are as a result of that. There's like insecurities, bro, that are coming up because of that experience, because of being told, nah, you're a man, cry on the inside. You know what I mean? Things like that really affect you, I think, going forward. And a lot of people don't maybe have the privilege that I've got. Thank God for the Holy Spirit. Thank God for just, you know, being a believer, and that being the one thing that my mom's left me with. Because I realized, I think from a young age, bro, that there was a certain resentment of people that came about, even with my own family, dog. Where I was like, I can't really trust y'all, and it almost creates like a resentful type of feel where that shouldn't be the case. You know, I mean, I forgive them for their ignorance, whatever. They probably didn't know how to deal with it or whatever the case is, but nonetheless, those things happen, dog. And how do I deal with it or whatever, bruh? I think writing saved me. If I wasn't a writer, if I wasn't somebody who, because there's no one to talk to.
Yeah.
So what do we do? Because this stuff is still here.
Yeah.
It still exists. So what do we do? Like, how do we bring this stuff about? So I wrote a lot, bro. I wrote a lot of poetry. I wrote a lot of, you know what I mean, essays. Because I would write letters to my moms a lot as well. That was just how I expressed myself. You know what I'm saying? And so I think writing, bro. I swear, if I did not have the ability with words to be able to express how I feel just for myself, I'd probably crack.
Sure. And sure, I think a lot of people can take out. I think a lot of people can take something out of that because, especially, like I think we all sort of internalize a lot of our issues, a lot of our problems. I think more. Obviously, I'm generalizing. I think people deal with stuff differently.
Sure.
But I think especially the way you found not a niche, but you found a way to cope, which I think a lot of people don't necessarily find.
True.
I think people end up holding in stuff for a long time, and then they only realize like years later that this is a result of. I mean, I read a lot, and I watch like a lot of like war documentaries and all that stuff. It's stuff that interests me and whatever. And then I watched this one really interesting video where they had this veteran from like the Vietnam War back in the 70s, and then a veteran from modern war like Iraq and whatever. And the older guy was saying how he still, I mean, this is years later. I mean, Vietnam was like in the 70s, and he still like has issues that he didn't even deal with because of stuff that happened back then. And I know it's like contextual, like I mean, it's war versus like losing someone close to you and all that kind of stuff. I mean, he probably lost like a good friend and all that kind of stuff, but like even stuff like that, people don't find a way to really deal with stuff. But so the fact that you did, which is I think remarkable, and I think it's a good way, it's a good like piece of advice for a lot of people to find something to do or find something to express yourself. Because like number one, I think you shouldn't hold that stuff in. Like I think it's one of the worst things you could probably do. Like you can, like as people, you could hold in issues for the rest of your life, but then eventually it's gonna come out.
That's true.
Like that whole, I mean, like one of the most, to me, it's like super cliche Christian thing you hear, like what's hidden in the dark will come out in the light. But that's usually attributed to like bad stuff that you do. But like when I think about it, I always think about it with like almost in a good sense. Like a lot of the stuff that you keep in the dark, like stuff that you don't tell your family, stuff that you don't tell your friends, stuff that you're struggling with. Like you can, it may be like certain addictions that you're struggling with that no one else knows. And eventually that stuff is going to come out. Maybe not you getting exposed, but like all that stuff that you're holding in will eventually come out, and you'll crack eventually, and it's tough. So like I think finding something I think that's amazing.
Sure, that's good.
So like so on that, with you being a writer and everything, and obviously that kind of leading you to music, when was like the beginning for you, like as far as like, okay, like I think I have some talent here with music, or I think I'm better than average, or like where did that kind of first love for wanting to make music come from? Because I think a lot of us like music, like we'll listen to music. I love music. I listen to a whole bunch of music, but I don't necessarily consider myself a musician. You know what I mean? I don't like have a love for creating music like I do in my free time, but that's because it's like a hobby. It's not because it's not like with you guys it's a love to create music, whereas I love to listen and discover music. That's probably more my thing. So where was that initial love for like, okay, I want to be a musician? Where did that come from?
Just bro, I think music for me had low-key always been like a part of my life, just like family-wise. Right? Not that anyone in my family was a musician in that regard. It's just like we're always listening to music constantly. And I actually started off as a dancer, bro.
Wow.
Can you believe that?
Wow.
Bro, I was like a Pantula dancer, bro.
Nice.
Like that was my first thing. My first thing. Then I started like dancing hip hop. When I moved to Kempton Park, I think probably I would say about my grade grade 6, grade 7, bro, is when I started realizing that, look, there could be something here.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It wasn't nothing hectic, but it was like, there could be something here. Because what we used to do, bro, is we used to, I don't know if you remember those old dustbins, Smiley, like those black ones.
Yeah.
You could like flip it around and then
yeah.
you almost have like a surface to play on.
Yeah.
We would just be jamming there, and then we come in vernac, bro. And we never used to write anything, so it was never like written. It was just like off the top, vernacular, whatever, putting some rhymes out. But I think, bro, probably when I got to like grade 8, and I wrote my first track after my mom's passed away. Track was written or was titled Winner. After the track, I think I listened back to that and I was like, you know what? Because I was a very underground cat, very, you know what I mean, cypher guys. But I realized at this point that this is music. This is therapeutical. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I could write about an experience that I've gone through. Someone else hears it and they're like, man, dude, that is dope.
Yeah.
I feel that. So I think after I got my first feedback of, yes, it's dope, that track spoke to me. And that was like my producer at the time, just Native, if you want to call it that, like, yo, here's Donna. You could have something here. So grade 8, bro, probably. I'd say I was ready. So what age are you, Rich? 12. Yeah, when I was 12, bro, like I was like, alright, cool. You know what? I think I can do this. I can pull this off.
And then from there, how did it like progress to where you are now?
From that,
what
dude.
Like, what were the steps?
Man, a lot of writings and a lot of learnings, dog. Like I think when I first started like rapping, it was, what I love about it is that I always just stay true. Me, especially with the homies that were around, we purely just love the craft of rapping. Do you know what I'm saying? We loved being able to pull words, put it together, flip that. I love the ability of being in control. You know what I'm saying? I guess everybody's got that in them, like this internal control freak. I love the fact that I can control words. I can make one thing mean one thing when I actually mean another thing. You know what I'm saying? You could be slick like that type thing. And I figured also, bro, like, I mean, if you're good at words, girls, you know what I mean? They feel you, you know? So, you know what I mean? You work on your word placement. So I think, like, from that point when I was like grade 8, I would write music, but then I would also be at the ciphers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'd be writing, bro, like, hardcore verses. Like, I think till this day, I could, you know what I mean? In a I guess I still have that rap mentality that's like, yo, I could take anyone in the cipher. It's just because we rap so much, bro. I used to spend, like every day, I'll be writing verses after verses after verses after verses. And I used to live far, right? So I schooled in Kempton Park, but I lived in the North Rand. So what I'd have to do is in between that, there's obviously a whole, like I'm maybe on the road 2 hours.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 4 hours if you count the return trip or whatever.
Yeah.
So in between those, if I didn't have, because I didn't really have like a phone, so to speak, for beats and such and such and such and such. So I'd be having everything here. Whatever beat I heard, I'd be trying to, you know, write on that. How could I rhyme to that? Cool. I'd hear like a house beat. Okay, cool. How can I get onto that? And then I went to Native and I was like, you know what, bro? I want to get signed. I remember this. I was like 13, 14. Bruh, sign me, bro. Because I remember he had like a record label, but it was a house label. You know what I'm saying? So it was a bit tricky now. Like, dude, you're a hip hop cat. This guy's a house DJ, producer. Like, how's this going to work? So I'm like, you know what? I just started learning how to play keys. You know what I'm saying? I can play drums. I've always been like, you know what I'm saying? Passionate about drums. Like, that was always my gym. So I think my love for rhythm grew when I started learning keys in school because we had it as a subject. I was like, alright, cool. You know what? I have some idea of like how I can create a concept, creating something that doesn't exist. You know what I'm saying? And then creating that, then putting it out there and being, okay, cool, let's make this work. Yeah. So the first beats that we made weren't, you know what I'm saying, the most glorious beats, but though there were simple chords, really inspired by church chords.
Yeah.
Because we played at church. So, you know what I mean? Your normal, 6, 4, whatever, for all the musos out there. And from that, bro, like I started getting into also the production process. You know what I'm saying? Watching Native actually take some keys that I've played, structure them in Cubase. Okay, cool, Ndwana. And then give me a section and go, cool, I need you to write on this. And then I'll sit there in the studio and write, really go in. I'm not really a studio artist. I don't like writing in studio. When I'm in the studio, I want to produce and I just want to make. I like to be out there, experience it when I write. Nonetheless, bro, I think from that experience, I realized, I could have something for production, but I don't have a laptop. I don't have equipment, but that's not going to stop me from learning. Let me learn as much as I can from these guys. So, bro, like, I guess 80% of the music that we made, I had a hand in terms of whether I played the chords or I played the bass line or I played something that just contributed to the music that I was making. Then eventually got to a point where Native and I were distant. I moved further. There's this whole thing. He got married, and so obviously the whole thing of him signing me was no longer going to be a thing. So at that point, I could have really tapped out. Whatever, this music thing is not for me. Listen. Yeah. But it was so bro, like I can't explain. Like it's kind of like I guess like fashion for you. You know what I'm saying? It's like when it's in you, bro. Like you naturally just you need to be there. You like you find yourself there. You know what I mean? And so we went through that process. Cool. How do I get beats? Then I met a couple of homies in school who would be making beats and such and such and such, and I would just be rapping on them. But at that point, I wasn't really writing music per se. It's just writing a bunch of bars. And then it got to a point where I remember, dude, this was probably like grade 10, my first year, because I failed grade 10. It's because of like my mom's experience and such. And then I think I was probably repeating that year. And one of my mates, bro, he's gonna remain nameless because apparently he's got a bad rap in the streets now for this particular thing. But I realized that sometimes producers can be, you know, guys, you know what I'm saying? They could be quite interesting characters where, you know, you could make me a beat. I remember the experience that went down with me is, this guy was my homie, dog. I think this is what made it hit a bit deep. He was my homie, he knew I rapped. Sent me a couple of beats, maybe like 2-3 beats. I wrote on all of them. And then I happened to lose one of the beats. And that was the one where I'm like, dude, this is the one. You know, I trust this verse on this one. And he was like, alright, listen, bro, I don't have the beat anymore, I lost it. Dude, a week later, his homie, one of his other guys from this, you know how producers and rappers can be sometimes. One of his homies, I find out he dropped the track. When I go hear the track, I'm like, wait, hold up.
That beat.
Is this the beat?
Wow, sure.
Damn, bro, like, you could have at least just told me that, listen, dog, like, I gave this beat. You lied to my face, and I gotta find out. So obviously now it's awkward because I'm not gonna approach you. But I think I got a bit gassed out one of the times when you're chilling at the sessions at the park after school, and I was like, I just approached him. I was like, yo, bro, you did me like that, really, for real? And whatever, we just, you know, chopped it up and we did what we needed to do and we chatted. Cool, homie did his thing. From that day, I was like, you know what, I'm done. I'm done asking homies for beats. I'm done because it's taxing on you. You know what I mean? I also don't want to feel like I'm taking advantage of you. But you understand, bro? Like when you're on the start and you're on the come up, like, bro, we all struggling. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying like do me for free. I'm just saying give me a solid, bro. I can trust that I can get this talent or this gift or this product to a certain point where I can pay you for all your efforts. Like I'm not gonna forget that. You know what I'm saying? We're helping each other. You're also growing in your skill or whatever. But I guess homies didn't see it like that. So about my grade 11, I started messing around with FL. I messed around with that for a bit. And at the same time, I'm still writing. Like but my secret weapon was really just YouTube beats, bro. I started downloading type beats that felt very musical, and then writing music onto that. Not just writing more than just because I'm good at words. Anyone can write a word. But now my challenge was, how do I take my story as it is and craft that into a message that can resonate to a Linda, who I probably have never met, and he's in a different walk to life. How does that relate to somebody else who's in a different country, in a different context or whatever, without being too, because I think sometimes we try too hard to like relate to people, so that you're almost not yourself. So how do I keep optimistic status as true to myself as I am? First and foremost, who am I had to figure that out. You know what I'm saying? And once I figured that out, then what I wanted to stand for, it made it so much easier. The stories that I told,
that's good.
Every story was very optimistic. Every story was very, and I know people say optimism, whatever, but yo, man, I think there's something key that we can all learn from optimism. The fact that, you know what, irrespective of where I'm at right now, I'm going somewhere. I think that for me is what I took from optimistic. You know, optimism is like, cool, I'm here right now. I'm struggling right now. Cool, my family situation is not so great. Financial situation is not so great. Future probably not looking so great, but you know what, I'm going somewhere and I believe. And at the time, obviously my relationship with God was tight, but not as tight. So I couldn't necessarily be like, God, I know. But you know what I'm saying? It was out there like, yo, I hope something happens. And I know something's going to happen, you know what I mean? And then from grade 12, bro, started messing around a bit more, getting a bit better. But I still wasn't the best at all. I only started, I think, calling myself a producer like 2 years ago or a year ago. When I started messing around with like Logic Pro and like GarageBand and whatever. Because now I think even just the beats and quality that I was making was slightly different. So what I would say to anyone also out there, bro, is that there's too many stigmas out there, dude. Like, yo, if you use such and such and such, you'll be on top. If you don't have access to those things and you only have access to FL, use that. Perfect that.
Yeah.
If you like, I only had, dude, you know how I started, to be honest, iPhone 6. I found out my iPhone 6 has got GarageBand, a software that I could actually make a couple beats on and still record on. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Damn, I'm gonna do that. You know what I mean? And eventually I was like, oh, my MacBook has also got the same feature. And then I started tapping into that. But for me, it was that hunger and that drive of, I'm not gonna let the fact that he's not gonna give me this beat stop me. I'm not gonna let the fact that they're not gonna give me time. I will then have to do it myself. You know what I'm saying? Do I know the stuff? Nope. But we're gonna figure it out. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna figure it out. Then progressively, I think I've just gotten better, and that's just been my mentality the whole time. Like, yo, Naph, you don't have the luxury always to have things that I want, but what is it that I have in my hands right now that I can use and make? Because I think my top strength as well is maximizer. So I'm always trying to make the best use of what I have. Do you get what I'm saying? Like what I recorded that EP with, just this compressor mic in a couple of bedrooms, bro. Nothing fancy, whatever. But I was like, this was my challenge. Because a lot of people be like, nah, I don't have a studio. I don't have a sound engineer. I don't have a producer. My challenge was cool. If I can get this recording that I recorded in a bedroom, sound slick, what's going to happen when I get into a studio? It's a different conversation, you know what I'm saying? I can be in competition now with your favorite rappers, producers, or whatever the case is, because I have now the ability to make something that's muddy, crusty, sound crisp, or whatever, you know? So that's been my secret remedy, bro.
Sure,
make do with what you have.
Dude, that's amazing.
Shout out.
And even like what you said about... so Tumi, you guys know Tumi, fellow art dealer. So him and I, we obviously both love music. And we were both like saying, which is what you're saying now about GarageBand. So do you know the band The Internet? So there's a singer in the band. His name is Steve Lacy. So he makes music completely just off GarageBand on his phone, records it. Dude, this guy, he produced for so just from like making music on his phone and for the internet or whatever. Like when the internet blew up in 2015, like he was still in high school, so he couldn't tour with the band because he was finishing his final year in high school, which was crazy. And this guy ends up producing for Kendrick's on Kendrick's Damn album, and this guy wins a Grammy from producing on his phone. He produced on the song Fear, so like a portion of the song, and that's like the best song on Damn.
Oh wow!
So just from like what you're saying. Like just from what you're saying, like resources don't limit you.
True, bro.
And like even with, like I don't know, even with us, like I suppose we're quite far along. Like we're quite like resourceful, like with art dealers and stuff. Like all of us have like equipment that can make this work. And also it's a podcast. It's not like we're recording or producing music and everything. So it's a lot easier for us, I'd say. But like even with us, like we don't have this like amazing recording studio. Because I mean I watch a lot of podcasts on YouTube and stuff, and I see like what all these guys have, and they are in like more fancier, they have better mics and all that kind of stuff, and like we're producing like equally as good content for like for less, and like you, like now with your music you're producing equally as good quality wise with what a lot of people are putting out there. Like obviously exclude like your Jay-Z's or your Kanye like that's they're superhuman, bro. That's like obviously they have and they're stupid rich, so they have access to everyone. But if you look at kind of, if we take musicians as a whole and like whatever, and even like what you said, I think was a good point. Like people think that because they don't have X, Y, and Z, it like limits them, and that's not necessarily the case. So yeah, I love that. But like on to the recently released EP. I was trying to get on the laptop here, but it's on my computer.
Got you.
So it's called Desert. Where did the name come from?
Desert.
Where did the name come from?
So the name actually came from the last track on the EP. It's titled Desert. I think that was probably like the second track to be written. And when I wrote that track, like I was in a space where it felt like, you know, Christians speak a lot about seasons. I felt like I was in a season of just dryness. And I was just reminded, bro, of the time when Jesus, he's just been, how can I say, proclaimed, or God says, listen, this is my son in whom I'm well beloved, and he gets baptized and whatever. And bro, literally soon as that happens, that's almost like, that's God putting a stamp on him saying, look, and you great. You know what I mean? You're going to accomplish great things. It's almost like a moment of prophetic speaking, if I could say that. And straight after that, bro, he goes into like a desert where he's tempted, where things are tough for 40 days, 40 nights, I think. And I think I felt like I was in the same position where I was like, man, I know I've been called to this music thing. I really know that this is bigger than just the raps. I really know that this music that I make, this music that I write has literally got the potential to, how can I say, bro, like reach people or reach people's hearts in ways that I probably couldn't imagine or fathom. But why does it feel like it's such a mission to get this product out there? Why does it feel like it's such a mission to get recognized? Why does it feel like it's such a mission to get even people to like buy into this vision that I'm selling them? Why? You know what I mean? Why is it seeming easier to get a job than anything? Why is it seeming easier to, you know what I'm saying, rather push this to the side? Why is it seeming easier? And you know what I'm saying? I can only imagine when Jesus was in the desert, it was kind of like the same thing. Like, because think about the desert, bro. Deserts are hella hot, right? And if you think about the plants in the desert, like I thought of a cactus tree. This is how the concept came about. Cactus tree. It doesn't normally rain in the desert, right?
Yeah.
But if you look at a cactus tree, bro, if you chop that thing up, you find water inside of it.
Yeah.
So whatever water that it needs, it's gotta almost birth from inside. So there's almost, that's where the concept comes from, where, cool, I'm in this cocoon, or I'm in this place where it seems dry, it seems isolated, it seems, think about all the characteristics of like a desert. That's how I emotionally and spiritually felt. Just very isolated, very distant, very whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I had to bring the internal guy. I had to bring the internal, how can I say, nutrients inside. That's what was going to make me survive. Instead of looking at outside, okay, cool. Who do I know that can plug me into this radio station? Who do I know that can play my song? Who do I know that I can get on the song and then use their influence? Instead of that being my approach, like, what if I started looking internally and be like, yo, what am I all about? What journey am I on? Irrespective of like what's happening around, like never mind that. That stuff is cool. That stuff, it's still happening. But what if I shift my focus? So desert is more like a focus shift.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? It's like a focus shift. Instead of looking at the rain, I'm hoping for the rain to come out. Why don't I actually bring up some of that water inside of me and feed the rest of my environment? Because I'm not the only one in the desert.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the beauty of it, I think. It's like, now that when you chop that cactus tree up and you sprinkle it on some of the other plants, they can also get nourishment. They can also get, you know, some food and stuff.
Oh, amazing. So I thought we would just go through track by track and kind of get your take on like what it's about, of course.
Sure.
Like why you wrote it. Is there anything like specific from each track that you're trying to get
Okay.
out? So let's go track 1, All Star.
Let's go. Come on.
So tell us about the track.
Yeah.
What was the process?
Yeah.
What is it about? Kind of thing.
All Stars are very like it's an anthem, bro. Like I think it's got a very let's get up and let's do this feel.
Yeah.
To get what I'm saying? I wanted to from the jump, like the whole idea, like if you listen to, I think even All Star just in the production was very busy. There's like a whole lot happening. It's just to be like, yo, from the jump, I wanted to capture your attention as a listener. You've never listened to Optimistic Status before. This is a project. Like, what's gonna stop you from not leaving after track 1? You know, it's that thing of like, listen, we're gonna win. Like life happens. I wanna let you know from the jump that this is no joke. You know what I'm saying? These things do happen, but I wanna also give you the tools essentially from the jump, from the back. So All Star really is like one of those things where you internally looking and saying, you know what, I am a winner. It's almost that you can actually relate to this because you wear a lot of Converse. This is what inspired the title. All Star. When you, for me back in the day, where if you own like an All Star, bro, like you know what I'm saying, you were like a hood legend. You were stylish. You know what I'm saying? Like All Stars just make you feel like, you know what I mean. You on top of the world and it's like I'm good. You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't have to have a Nike. If I've got like a Chuck Taylor's on, I'm good. Type situation is to get people into the mindset of, you know what, man, I'm good. Where I'm at, I'm good. And I'm still going to be greater, but where I'm at, I'm good. Because I think we often, in society, we've got this thing of, I'll be good once. You know what I mean? How often do we get caught up in that thing of, man, once I get that new car, then I'll really be on. Once I get that new iPhone XR, dog, trust me, bro, my pictures are going to be on point. But it's like, cool. That's all great to wish for that. We want them all, but where we're at now is also good. Let's stop disregarding this moment and acting like this doesn't matter, this is insignificant. Nah, this is just as good. And from this place, we see where we're going to the next.
And All Star was the opening track to this episode. So people will be listening to All Star as we enter in.
I'll work.
So track 2, bro.
Yeah.
Track 2, Slam, is that how you say it? Pronounce it?
Uh-huh.
So tell us about that track 2.
I think that's your favorite as well.
That is, I do like that track a lot, yeah.
That track, bruh, I think it's inspired by the West Rand, my life in the West Rand, living up it. So Slam is kind of like how can I say, slang for just you smart, you street smart, you know your way around the streets. And I started just looking around like, what do we consider smart in society? Who do we consider to be that guy who's on? It's the guy with the cash, it's the guy, you know what I mean, with the girls, it's the guy who seems to have his life all together. That's what we consider as Slam. But what if, you know what I'm saying, again, we're talking about taking stigmas that are out there in the world and reverting that. But I was like, man, Shafiri, I've got a job, but I'm not earning the most incredible salary. I earn good, but it's not, you know what I'm saying? It's not all the way out there. And I just started thinking about back when I was in the West Rand and just what it meant to be Slam. You know what I mean? Like what it meant to be like an OG, what it meant to almost have like some swag and some pizzazz. You know what I'm saying? And it's like taking myself back. That's why the chorus is tell him I'm back on my way. Tell him I'm back, I don't care. You're getting to a point where you're like, actually, I'm not gonna allow society to dictate to me what greatness is. I'm not gonna allow society to dictate to me what being slam is. Do you get what I'm saying? Because the same society is the same society that goes, listen, abortion is cool. We can roll with that now. Do you get what I'm saying? There's a society that's constantly changing, and if I put my morals and my values onto that, I'm not gonna win. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going very far. So the opening line is, I see the plot, I see the father, hold my hand as leads me further. That's something that in society isn't cool, because it speaks of I'm actually not in control of my destiny.
Yeah.
I'm not in control of where I'm going. I am giving up this idea, quote unquote, of, you know what I'm saying, being this great mastermind of knowing my future, my destiny, that I actually don't. But what I do know is that I have a great calling and a great future, and I'm smart, and I'm great where I'm at right now. You know what I mean? I'm going somewhere greater, but now
Very good.
almost going to or getting there is no longer my responsibility. I've still got choices that are going to get me there, but do you get what I'm saying? The pressure of playing God in my life is almost out. So it's like being slam is eliminating the God aspect to yourself. Not to your detriment, no. Actually to your peace.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because then if I'm the God of my life, then I got to stress about rent, I got to stress about my kids, I got to stress about my influence, I got to stress about all these things. But if I give that all away and I'm like, God, you know what, you take this, my role is then what? To make good music, to just be a good person, to just make sure that those around me are loved, they felt cared for. Life becomes more simple that way. It becomes, that's not always easy, you get what I'm saying? But there's a sense of peace that comes with it.
Yeah.
Where I know I've got the potential to be a millionaire through the craft that I do right now where I'm at, but I'm fine, even if I was 1,000 or whatever, you know what I mean? I'm fine if I just had a couple $100 in my pockets. Like, what's gonna make me smile? What's gonna bring that aspect of me is not more cash. It's not whatever. It's, you know what I mean? Where I'm at.
Yeah. Amazing. So track 3, that is my favorite. The EP. Track 2, 3, Vimba.
Yes, boy.
So what's that track about?
That one is, it's like it's vision, and it's very reminiscent for me. It's like, it's a song that I wrote being, you know, just where I'm at in life, but also looking back how far I've come. Like, I think a lot of the times is, you know, again, I keep going back to this thing of like Christianity. I guess just because you and I are dope like that, we can actually speak about it. It's not like it's a secret, but it's like, man, we speak a lot about vision, right? Like you gotta have a vision, you gotta know where you're going. But I think sometimes, man, life just happens, and we find ourselves in dry season where it seems like, cool, the vision is still there, but my current reality is just as tough. My current reality is real. You know what I'm saying? Like, you were born to be great. You were born to, you know what I'm saying, like run multiple, you know what I'm saying, media spaces, bro, that you can influence. That's your calling, but currently that's not your reality. So within that, like, how do we then function? You know what I'm saying? How do I function with the vision of knowing, cool, I'm great and whatever, but right now, man, nobody's telling me I'm great. Matter of fact, everybody's undermining me. Matter of fact, a lot of the people don't even see the greatness in the stuff that I portray. I mean, I'm putting in hours in this, but no one is seeing it. What good is this for? It's moments like that where you look back and you reminisce to, man, where do I actually come from? Because sometimes I don't think we give ourselves rather enough credit to where we are now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because there's a journey that's been taken from 2012, from the person I was back there, to 2019, the person that I am now, the young man that I'm forming and shaping into be. And it's like looking back at those testimonies, looking back at those moments and going, man, you know what? I may not be where I want to be, but I'm definitely not where I used to be. You know what I mean? Swipe the card or tap the card. That's just where I'm at right now, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's like looking at those little blessings in my life that, you know what I'm saying, can keep me going, keep me motivated. Man, I got a better phone than I used to have back in the day. Man, I speak better to people than I used to back in the day. Man, I can forgive a bit easier than I used to back in the day. You know what I'm saying? It's like you capturing, because Vimba actually just means capture the moment.
Yeah.
You know, we're so good at capturing everything on screen these days. It's, you know, Instagram, whatever, Twitter, blah, blah, blah. But we're never really good at capturing our moments. Capturing, you know, Karabo, Mdluli in this moment, in the art dealer set, in, you know what I'm saying, the space where you are in life now, where you can make your own decisions, where you can choose where you want to go. It may not be, quote unquote, where you want to be, but you're there, bro.
Yeah.
And I bet you can also look back in your life and be like, damn, I'm definitely not where I used to be when we were back in Soweto with the fam or this and this was, you know what I'm saying, the situation. And it still comes with this tough shit. You know what I'm saying? I think the whole idea of this EP also is to remind people that, except as soon as you walk into, let's say, your destiny, whatever the case is, or the next season of your life and it's greater than the last, there'll still be challenges. Don't get it twisted. So I would rather teach you how to deal with the challenges than just tell you, listen, just get up. It'll be very ignorant of me to be like, yo, Linda, you know what, get up, bro. I'm driving down to Durban and not tell you about the potholes that you may find in the road. You know what I'm saying? Not tell you that, yo, prepare yourself. You might need an extra tire or something along the way. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not trying to kill your vibe. It's trying to say, listen, within having the vibe, be aware. And when you are aware, these things don't actually matter. Keep going. You know what I'm saying? That's the true essence of life. That's how you capture the moment, live in the moment type thing.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So track 4, Long Road. Shout out to Jake Isaac.
Yeah. Shout out Jake.
Shout out to Jake. Yeah, track 4, Long Road. What's that about?
Man, dude, crazy. Remember the ministry trip that we had not so long ago in Zim?
Yeah.
That's actually where I started writing the song. So, dude, the day we were supposed to leave for that trip, I quickly made like a skeleton, something like 4 minutes in, and I was like, alright, cool. It just had a beat, it just had the bass line, just had the keys. And I was like, you know what? I don't know what I'm gonna write, but I know I'm gonna write something. At this point, I already had all the other songs of the EP done.
Yeah.
Long Road, you know what I'm saying, was either gonna be like a extra track as a bonus song or whatever, but it was never gonna be. The initial idea was not for it to be on the project.
Okay.
Anyway, we get to Zim, man, and I get inspired because we found ourselves like in a place of like just farm areas. There's a lot of like farming that's happening. We're engaging with a lot of kids. It's a different, how can I say, atmosphere from what I'm used to, like as being from South Africa, city boy, living in the north side of South Africa. Life is fairly good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, compared to what I'm really seeing right now. And I think in that moment, I was reminded, and I just felt, man, like everything so authentically came out. It was like, it felt like a planting moment for me, where on this road, I used to have this thing in my head of like, I was caught up in this trap of like, Christians go through seasons of faith. Faith is not a season, bro. It's a journey. It's a lifetime of this thing. Like, as long as you're a believer, the fact that you're a believer means you applied faith. And it just means that you're going to have to keep applying more and more and more of this faith, different contexts and whatever, to keep moving in this life. And so Long Road speaks to me of a journey, of a certain journey that we all walking in life.
Sure.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like, what's your journey? Because I think a lot of people just live, how can I say, bro, empty lives, dog. Like, my biggest fear is to live a life without purpose. That's what Long Road is all about.
Yeah.
Does your life mean something? Like, if at the end of all of this, like when we come back and we're like, cool, Linda, Karabo, Mdluli, you know what I'm saying, art dealers, director, such and such and such and such and such, apart from the things that you do, you as a person, what does your life amounted to? Can I take that life and put it up in the front of 10 other scholars and be like, listen, man, this is somebody's roots who you want to follow? Because we always speak about following someone else's roots or they steps, following someone's steps. I don't know if you've heard that or something like that before. So it's almost like, what steps and what roots am I following and am I putting in place for the next guy, for the next person? You know what I'm saying? It's still about me. This is a journey. This is where I'm at. I'm writing that out. But at the same time, can we take this and can we give it back to other people for them to now look at and go, geesh, Linda was onto something there, you know. He may have one, two steps messed up or whatever, but he was onto something there. His life amounted to something. Because we're all created with purpose. And so for the graveyard to be one of the most, you know what I mean, what's the saying? Like
the richest place.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, bro. But it's just because I think too many of us get caught up in the cycle of life. I gotta go to school. After school, I go to high school. After high school, I go to varsity. And then after varsity, I go to work. And after work, I start paying bills. You know what I'm saying? And it becomes such a... Man, we were never created to be robots, bro. We were created to, like, you know what I'm saying, have moments sometimes where you can be spontaneous. A lot of people can't be spontaneous because their life is based on the check. Hey, bro, like, I only get 10K, bro. And that's pretty much it. And so your life amounts to that. That's all there is to you. You know what I'm saying? So
big.
Yeah.
And then track 5, as you mentioned, is the title track of the whole EP.
Yeah.
Desert. Is it similar to the main concept, or is it different vibes?
I think you could say the same, but I think for me, like, one more thing on like Long Road. Long Road pretty much tells you everything that the EP is about.
Okay. Right?
And then you come to Desert. Desert is a space where I am now. It's a self-introspective look. You get what I'm saying? You've walked this walk. you've told yourself you're a superstar. You know what I'm saying? You've inspired yourself. You brought that water, that juice from yourself. You've looked back to look at your Old Testaments and whatever, and you see where you're at right now, and you're analyzing that. And now it's like, yo, okay, I'm self-introspecting, and you know what, Lord, and it's like you're facing your demons type situation where it's like practically this is what it is. I have a fear that I may not be living close to where my girl is at, and that's, you know what I mean, that's not something that I would prefer. That's, you know what I'm saying, it's like facing it straight to the head. But the last thing that you hear from that how can I say, that track is, yet through the pain I put my hope in your God. And I think it's something where it's preparing the soul. That's all that desert is. It's preparing the soul, like, yo, listen bro, all is well. You know what I'm saying? Things, even if things never turned out how I wanted it to be, all is well. My hope is no longer in myself. My hope is not in something that's gonna fade. My hope is in somebody who says he loves me and who says he's got a plan for me. And so if I can trust and if I can hold on to that in the hard times, you know, where I'm suddenly struggling, counting on my blessings, and it's like, it's a real thing, bro. You know what I mean? It's weird how we just spoke about blessings in Vimba. Then you get here to the same road, the same journey. Just a couple tracks later, I'm saying, yo, I'm struggling to count on my blessings because it's real, it's tough. You know what I'm saying? Now that the fact that I live in the north side of Johannesburg, I don't pay rent, doesn't faze me. I'm like, homie, where's the next thing? You know, and how often do we get caught up in that? Where it's like, it's like a lot of the stuff that I'm saying is sounding redundant, but I think it's the point that I'm trying to make, that, yo, guys, listen, man, we need to stop waiting for when things get good, when things get whatever. From where you're at, be great. Be great, because that will be so maximized when you get to where you're supposed to be because of the character that's built. So the summary of desert is character building. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, if you think about the cactus tree, the whole analogy with chopping it up, and it's because what's on the inside. If you chop a human being on the inside, you find a lot of blood and squishy stuff. But internally, the metaphor is, who are you, like, on that inside? Do you get what I'm saying? Like that fruit on the inside, like, who is that? That's the whole, like, look, like, yo, bro, character is what you find in people. Too many of us want to be millionaires with no character. That's why there aren't enough millionaires. You get what I'm saying? It's like you don't have the capacity of what it takes to be a millionaire. Or when you are a millionaire and you are whatever, you're not a good person. You know what I'm saying? Because giving people cash, bro, out of access is not being, for me personally, it's not being a good person. You're giving out of access. This thing doesn't really affect you. Like, let's be honest. If I had like 10 million, I gave you a mil, bruh, I'm not sweating much, bro.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? I can just make, you get what I'm saying? It's only when you sometimes give off of what you don't have. That's character, man. It's like where I'm giving off of what I don't have, Lord. That's what I'm speaking about in the long road. I'm giving off of what I don't have. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving out my shine like it don't cost to get inside. But you know what? As every layer withers out, I just start pouring till it's ripe. It's all good. I'm still going to keep pouring out. What am I pouring out? The character, man. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't build character on the inside, time's going to come where you're in the desert. And you're going to have to crack. We're going to have to chop you up like that cactus. And we're going to have to open and see like what's happening on the inside. And if you dry it up, we'll be able to see that, man, you actually weren't putting in any real work. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's easy to fill up your schedule and act like you're busy and whatever. The real work is when it comes to people. That's what it's all about, community and such and such. You know, requires a lot.
Sure. Well, guys, it's available everywhere.
Yeah, come on.
Let the people know, where can they find it? Where can they find the EP?
For sure. So you can find the EP, man, on all digital platforms. It's going up onto SoundCloud this week. So then you can have it for free as well. But I mean, it's up on all the other digital platforms: Tidal, Spotify, Apple Music. Yo, man, what else am I missing? Google Play, a bunch of other stuff. Deezer. You can find it pretty much everywhere. Like, go search for that. Also, one more thing. Really interesting thing about this concept, bro. I don't know if I told you about it, but if you listen to this EP from start to finish, you're getting a certain feel. But you can also listen to this from the back to the start, and you're getting a different type of energy. Still, it's like two different routes to the same place, if I can say that. So it's quite like an interesting feel as well.
That's really cool.
That's
really cool. Well, guys, that was Naph.
Yeah.
Optimistic Status Tshuma.
Come on.
Amazing conversation.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I mean, I'm sure people would have taken a lot out of this. But just like a final question from me to you, like obviously being, and I like to do this for everyone who I interview, just because there's obviously younger people who are probably in a similar situation, or they wanting to take that next step, especially it could be music, it could be like acting with Ngani, or starting a business when we did Brett and Claire, you know. What is to someone who's a bit younger and wanting to take that step, what would you say for advice to kind of like start them on their journey to getting to where they are wanting to be as far as getting to music or getting into a creative space or whatever.
Get it?
Yeah.
I'd say, like, look, find yourself, and how you find yourself is find your sound. How you do that is you find it, I think, by listening to a lot of like music out there, listening to a lot of not just the music. Like, I would challenge a lot of the guys to watch out interviews. Like, a lot of interviews, I think you can get a lot out of what's the industry and the space that you want them to get into. You're getting a lot of insight. Because I don't necessarily think the industry is in a space where it's looking for copycats or somebody who can take this verse and rap it exactly the same way. All of that is cool if you have it as a skill, but I think for me, it's more cool. How can I take what I've heard and translate that into a way that I understand it? You know what I'm saying? So a lot of it would be spend time writing, bro. Like, write a lot. Like, write a bunch of different stuff. You know what I'm saying? If you are, let's say, a hip-hop artist, you want to try to get into hip-hop. Bro, like, get yourself to download if you don't have a producer, download all the type beats that you can. There's hella type beats on like YouTube and whatever, and you can find a lot of MP3s. I don't know if 2BD is still a thing, bro. That used to be a thing for us back in the day. Yeah. Download a bunch of beats there and rap over everything. Because the one thing that you want to do is you want to build your skill. You want to build your skill. Don't you worry about because I think today, because it's so easy to get on Instagram, whatever, everyone focuses on the marketing side of it. Let's get into business. How do we? No. Before you even get that, you need to have a brand. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Before you get to the brand, you need to understand like what you stand for and how you do that. You know what I'm saying? Through like a process of trial and error. Cool. I wrote this song. People didn't really feel it. Cool. I'm going to write this other song. Cool. People are feeling it a bit more. Okay, cool. Now you almost start to write and create from a place of it's very authentic. It's a very like easy, seamless flow. You know what I'm saying? And then from there, I would say like, look, if you feel like someone who, because I think not everyone can be independent. So if you feel like someone who needs a backing, bro, like, just, I don't want to lie to you, man. Like it's almost like a corporate sense. There's no way you're not getting, you know what I'm saying, smuggled in any way or form. But you need to think for yourself, like, what legacy do you want to bring? You get what I'm saying? What are you trying to do here? Because you get guys, bro, like, who just come here for the quick bag. Like, they know if I write 1, 2, 3 tracks, it's out. So you need to think about, like, yo, what's my aim in this game? Am I just trying to be like someone who is here today, gone tomorrow? Or am I someone who's trying to build a legacy? If you're trying to build a legacy, like, your skill is your everything, bro. Because it's the only thing you have to bargain with. Yeah. That's the only thing you have to bargain with. Build that to such a point where it's like, listen, we can only do the song if Linda's on the song. If it's not Linda, I'm sorry, I can't do it. To that point, you know what I'm saying? Then you can start focusing on your marketing. How do we get this music out there and whatever? But I think for me, the product is most important. Yeah.
Very good. Yeah. Well, guys, hopefully that was a good one there. Yeah. So the person listening, if you needed to hear that, hopefully that will give you that next jump. But thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. Thank you, man. It's a long time coming. We should definitely have more. We'll be having another one when the album is out. True. We'll be chatting like our next journey and see where we're at then, for sure. But yeah, guys, thank you so much. Hopefully you enjoyed. You know, it is tea time. The art dealers will be producing a lot of content for next couple weeks or so. Like I said, you don't miss us too much in December. New Year's going to be awesome. Some amazing stuff coming as well. So yeah, guys, thank you so much, Naph. This was awesome. I really appreciate your time. So yeah, guys, listen to this again, bro. Like, give it a couple listens. I think it's something that it's nice to hear once, but it's nice to hear over and over again. Like, you hear those nuggets over again. So yeah, listen to this a couple times. Listen to the EP. It's fire. Listen to it back and forward. Find a favorite track. Tweet us. What's your favorite track? Tweet Naph at optimistic_status. Find him on all social platforms, on SoundCloud and everywhere. He's all over. And yeah, guys, hopefully you enjoyed. This is it, bro. Art Dealers, Resident Black Spider-Man. Cheers.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. Me come on from the West Lines, you dig? Yeah. This some East Side thing, yeah. I'm from the East, Bagbambing, Guns, Basha, you left. Udogo, Losho, Krisa, Kuza, Muke. Hit up the room with selling Duza, Ubuket. angeka phuzu selokudla uzonikela. I'm sitting round and reminiscing, still don't check the dates. I pay with cash or tap the card, now that's just where I'm at. I slow the rhymes down, when you hear it you can meditate. See, life's a choice, I choose to live like life's too short to wait. I'm on some other with this run. Now who'd have thought I'd get it done? I never thought I'd hear the sun. Was highly blessed from the jump. They never told me what it was. I kept my vision in the door. I told my people out of line, check your response, I'm thankful to God. Hallelujah for the sun. A revolution has begun. How you take it, you decide. I spoke the vision with the guts. We on the mission, man, it's time. We off the ceiling with the right. How we feeling, we alright. How we feeling, we alright. I know my switch, I know my style, I know my thing. Let nobody hold my ring. I'm ghosting, riding all my things. I'm on my Friday ordering. Riding solo when I'm 4 to 5 like going. And I let it slide, I could've been done on my body, take it slow, just have a sip. How you climbing slow to get. Know your vibe is so legit. Give it time, you'll notice it. Know the best could warm you up. Just hold your breath and take a seat. You on the leash, champ. Got me running like I'm running off the paper. But I'm running with the makeup. Say now, I see something on my radar. Say now, I see something on my radar. Got me running like I'm running off the paper. But I'm running with the makeup. Say now, I see something on my radar. Say now, I see something on my radar. Season 2, I feel the crowd, I'm in the mood. I miss the cue, don't really care to stand with you. I'm fed by truth, you hear the words, it's clear like flute. Now on some real, I know some fans, I need a crew. I need a team that know to plan and follow route. They don't demand nothing but time to stand and shoot. I'm on like say something and watch this party hula hoop. We on a no budget for something God and do. Tell me what you do. Tell me something, why you rushing, where you running to? Did you follow suit? Oopum goodness boo. Got no answer but this question, help me find the clue. I can't ride with you now, Got it, but they told me to wait. Fine, I told them, but I'm grinding my way. Shoulder heavy like I'm waiting for bait. Tell me something, did you mean what you said? You told me something, now I'm feeling away. I don't really trust you, you should open the gates. LEC caught up, we all in the wave. Wait, got me running like I'm running up the paper. But I'm running with the makeup. Say now, I see something on my radar. Say now, I see something on my radar. Got me running like I'm running up the paper. But I'm running with the makeup. Say now, I see something on my radar. Say now, I see something on my radar. Whoa, T. Saman, Sektumis, Sure.